Alright there everyone, how's it going? So with UFC 251 being announced, and the fights being announced and shown, thought I'd do some cheeky predictions. Well, as you can tell from the title, these are the predictions. So yeah, let's get into this then. First fight I'll be predicting will be Amanda Ribas versus Paige Van Zandt. I don't really know much about either fighters, to be honest. Well, I know a little bit about Van Zandt, and that, she was, pushed really far, really quick. A bit like Sage Northcutt, just, pushed insanely far. And she's lost a few in the UFC. I mean, I know she beat Rachel Osovich, but she's like 4-5. So, that isn't really... I mean, fair play, I guess. She beat someone, but still, she lost to Michelle Watterson. She got tapped by Rose Namajunas, but she has beat a few people here and there, So, beat Felice Herrig, unanimous decision. Lost to Tisha Torres in her third fight. But yeah, I mean, she was in the UFC in 2014, and she's... how old is she? 26 now. So, bloody hell, she would have been 20. Like, it seems like, just one of those people who's really young and was just pushed to the top too quick and just isn't ready for it, So, yeah. And Amanda Ribas. Sorry about saying Ribas at first. I'm really sorry. I just don't really know much about them. I do know a bit about every other fighter on the card, don't worry. But, I know she's beat Mackenzie Dern and, fight should be alright, I suppose. They've both been around for a long time, I guess. Van Zandt's been around since 2012 doing professional MMA. Ribas has been around since 2014. So, hopefully it should be a fun fight. I think Amanda will get a first round KO over Van Zandt, to be fair. I just think Van Zandt needs to go back to the drawing boards and get better, Next fight I'll be predicting will be Rose Namajunas versus Jessica Andrade. So, I'm pretty sure I talked about this with UFC 249. I'm pretty sure it was meant to happen at 249. But someone had to pull out because of some injury, I think. I think it was Rose. I think she got injured or something. I'm not entirely sure. Bit gutted at the time. I really wanted it on UFC 249. But we get it on this UFC 251 card, so it should be a load of fun, to be honest with you. But yeah, with this fight, as I say, it will just be fireworks. It will be so exciting. In the first fight, Rose was just outdoing her, just getting around her, landing the cross, then the hook, then moving to the side, and just amazing superior footwork, superior speed, superior boxing, amazing grappling on the ground, got her in a few submissions. She just made a big mistake by going for that Kimura mid-air, That was the big problem and the big mistake, really, because she did it twice and she defended it, but then Andrade made the adjustments with her hands and then picked her up and just slammed her down and it knocked her out, and that was quite gruesome and scary, really, to see something like that. But hopefully Rose Namajunas learns from that mistake that she made last time and just sticks with the game plan, and if she does, try... I mean, I don't even know why she tried to defend the takedown so much, because I know it would have been a good submission and whatever, but only like the top grapplers usually get air submissions, and submissions mid-air are incredibly dangerous. I would not recommend them at all. They are just insanely dangerous. But Brian Ortega, he did go for a guillotine mid-air, and I think that's okay because, even though it is a little bit dangerous, well, it's probably the most safe one you can do out of all the submissions that you can go for in mid-air. Because, he had Cub Swanson, he readjusted in mid-air and then just got him in a guillotine, and, that was a cool submission, but other submissions I just wouldn't recommend it. It's too risky, too dangerous. And if Andrade had taken Rose Namajunas down, Rose would have been fine on the ground. She went for a few submission attempts, as I say, so she would have been fine. But yeah, Andrade is just a beast. She's got that brute strength, but at the end of the day, she can get reckless sometimes, like in the Wei Li Zhang fight. She just came charging forward and Zhang knocked her out. So if Wei Li Zhang can do something like that, then Rose Namajunas should be able to as well. So I do think as long as Rose Namajunas doesn't make any critical mistakes or do anything daft that Andrade can capitalise on, I think she will probably get which I don't think she will make mistakes this time, so I'll say 4th round TKO or a unanimous decision. Let's go for a unanimous decision, best to play. Even though Wei Li Zhang knocked her out, it's because Andrade was charging forward. I don't think Andrade will charge forward this time. If she does, I think Rose Namajunas will get her and be able to knock her out as soon as she charges forward. But to be honest, I don't think Andrade will do anything daft like that again. And I think Rose will just, play it smart and just win every round and get a unanimous decision. And that's what I'm going to go for, yeah. Instead of 4th round TKO, unanimous decision, Rose Namajunas. Right, then next fight I'll be predicting will be Jose Aldo versus Petr Yan. So, this is for the bantamweight title, 5 rounds, I can't wait. Obviously, I don't know, I don't think Petr Yan has gone 5 rounds before, so this will be interesting. But Jose Aldo, he's gone 5 rounds quite a few times, to be fair. He's had quite a few he had a lot of title defences at featherweight. And a lot of main events, So this should be a good one, to be honest. Petr Yan, he has he's beat some good people, but he hasn't faced the sort of level of competition Aldo has, Petr Yan, he did absolutely dominate Faber, which was pretty awesome to watch, to be honest. Dropped him so many times, it was unreal. And the final one was just a head kick that skimmed him a bit, but he took so much punishment before. It was just too much for him, and he was just totally out of it. I know Uriah Faber was a bit past it, but he's still very, very good. But yeah, I think Petr Yan, he's only lost 1 fight, and it was ages ago. In the UFC, he's undefeated, which is quite good. He has beat John Dodson, which is all. I know he used to be a flyweight, but he's still very good. John Dodson managed to knock out Nathaniel Wood in the 3rd round, knocked him out cold. So he's definitely a big threat. Jimmy Rivera, I remember in that fight, Petr Yan knocked him down at the end of each round and was doing quite good against him. And Uriah Faber obviously KO'd him. Amazing. I know I said it'll be interesting to see 5 rounds, but I don't think Petr Yan will get gassed or anything, to be honest. I think he will be able to get through it because he doesn't really ever look tired in any of the fights he's been in so far. I know Aldo might be able to take him into deep waters, but at the end of the day, even though Aldo looked good against Marlon Moraes, and I think he won, and he was actually meant to fight Cejudo as well before Cruz stepped in to do it instead. I feel like this isn't Aldo's division, and he sometimes he just takes his old gas tank out and just keeps going and keeps going and keeps going. I mean, it seemed like he was a bit gassed in the Holloway fight. I know he hit Holloway with a lot of good shots, but then in the 3rd round of both the fights, Holloway managed to knock him out. So, but Petr Yan, his chin hasn't been tested yet. So this will just be an insanely interesting one. I feel like maybe Aldo can get him with a good body shot. I don't know, because Petr Yan, he keeps his hands right up to his head and he sort of rolls with things, and no one's really gone for the body shots yet, I guess. So, pardon me, maybe Aldo can go for that. But yeah, I think Petr Yan gets it, to be honest. I think he gets a 3rd round TKO, to be honest. I think he beats Aldo. His stand-up's insane. He's insanely good, and I think he can get this one, and I think he'll become the next bantamweight champion. Up next is Alexander Volkanovski versus Max Holloway. I think, in all honesty, this will just be exactly like the first one. I'm just going to say that right now. I know Holloway will probably make a few adjustments. He's a smart bloke. He knows what he's doing, but at the end of the day, I feel like Alexander Volkanovski's 2 steps ahead, I know Holloway's boxing's amazing and all that, but I feel like he's took a lot of damage over the years and he fights a bit recklessly. I know he didn't take too much damage to the head in the Volkanovski fight. Volkanovski was mostly going for leg kicks and all that, but I just feel like it'll be the same as before, just Volkanovski absolutely dominating him. I feel like it's his time now, Something I really like about Volkanovski is that he trains at a normal MMA gym, no high-level gym in his hometown where he lives, and then he travels to New Zealand and goes to City Kickboxing, because I'm pretty sure he does train at a normal gym, doesn't he, at first, like outside of camp, and then, mind you, other people do that, to be fair, but yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. He lives in Australia and he trains somewhere like where he lives, like close to his house, then goes to New Zealand, Auckland, New Zealand, and trains at City Kickboxing, and I like it. I like that because it makes him seem like, you know, he's just some regular bloke who trains at a regular MMA place half the time, and then obviously in camp he trains at a really high level place. I really like that, to be honest. I'm sure there's other fighters that do that, but they don't seem to talk about it loads, because Volkanovski said it about that on the JRE on the podcast. But yeah, I do like Holloway. He's an absolute gangster. He's an absolute beast. But I feel like Volkanovski's just going to get another decision again. It'll just be exactly the same as the first one, in my opinion. But who knows? Who knows? Holloway could have made the adjustments. I wouldn't be too surprised, but I just think Alexander's got his number, and he'll be a featherweight champ for quite a long time, you know. Now it's main event time. Kamaru Usman versus Gilbert Burns. I'm really hyped for this fight, to be honest. It's going to be absolutely amazing. You know, to be fair, I do like watching Usman fight. I know a lot of people don't like watching his wrestling, but I do enjoy watching his wrestling, to be fair. But Gilbert Burns, he's so exciting, and he pushes the pace. He puts the pressure on anyone and everyone and anyone, you know, or anyone and everyone. Sorry, but the point is, like, when he fought Woodley, I thought Woodley was going to beat him. I thought Gilbert would do alright, but then Woodley would be able to catch him with a big right hand or leg kick him a few times, and, you know, just be able to beat him. But Gilbert Burns proved me wrong. He even dropped him in the first round, and Woodley tried to get on top of him, and I think he went for a triangle. So yeah, you know. But even if he didn't go for the triangle, you know his jiu-jitsu is insanely good. I mean, he's fought Gary Tone, and even though he lost, he went against him in a grappling match. He beat JT Torres once on points. He beat... No, I don't think he beat Gregor Gracie, or he might have fought him twice and beat him once, then lost. I can't remember, to be honest. I know he's fought Craig Jones. I think that was one of his first grappling matches. He did lose, but Craig Jones... I don't know if he's always been really, really big and bulky, but he is now, and maybe he was quite big then. You'd imagine he'd be bigger than Gilbert Burns, but who knows. He grappled against Jake Shields as well. So yeah, quite a few, you know, decent grapplers. The point is, he's had a lot of grappling matches, so he's quite competent on... Well, he's amazing on the ground. Apart from Damian Mara, he's probably the best person with submissions, and his striking's just insane, as I say. Obviously, Usman will be able to take him down, but does he want to get on the ground with him? You know, because Gilbert Burns' wrestling is okay. He won't be able to defend Usman's takedowns, but he'll be able to make it really dangerous on the ground for Usman. Usman won't want to be in his guard. Usman will get submitted if he stays on the ground too long. So Usman's going to have to keep it standing. And who's got the better striking? Gilbert Burns by miles. The only way Usman could win is by keeping it in the clinch. Keeping it in the clinch for the whole fight. And if the ref breaks it up, get back in the clinch. Hit him with some little knees, small elbows, small punches, little punches in the clinch, you know. That's the only way I can see Usman winning. Apart from that, Gilbert Burns has this hands down, man. He's insanely good. You know, he's just an absolute utter beast. He's got no fear. He just comes forward. You know, he's just an absolute beast, as I say. So my prediction for this fight will be Gilbert Burns, unanimous decision, 5 rounds, obviously. Yeah, you know, he's just an absolute utter beast. I know Usman is really big because that the size will play into it a bit, but again, I know Usman's tall and big, and I know Woodley, because I was about to say Woodley's is quite big as well, but he isn't as tall, so, you know, but I just feel like Gilbert Burns will just have this one in the bag, even though Usman has the size. Well, a lot of people have the size over Gilbert Burns, don't they? So, in the welterweight division. So, yeah, I just think Gilbert Burns will prove everyone wrong. I just think he'll do absolutely, utterly amazing, and I think he will be able to get a unanimous decision victory over Kamaru Usman. So, yeah, that's that then. Hopefully you enjoyed these predictions, and see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.